All right. So get ready for an electrifying episode of Divine Time as we sit down with the one and only Melissa McCarty, known as the Outlaw Psychic. With over 45 years in the psychic field and a heritage deeply rooted in shamanism, druidry, Wicca, and Gypsy traditions, Melissa brings a wealth of knowledge, spiritual insight, and paranormal experiences to the table. As the owner slash CEO of Outlaw Life Psychic Enterprises and Golden West Paranormal, and the award winning author of Born into Shamanism, soon to be released as the paranormal life of a modern day
Hello.
outlaw psychic, spends her life uncovering the mysteries of the unseen world, from energy healing and to her work in Western films and genealogy. She embodies the spirits of the new Old West. So without further ado, I welcome Melissa Renee McCarthy to the show. How you doing?
Hello, hello.
So, with it, the way that I want to start this off is I want you to just kind of give us a little background of how everything started with your life and how you got to where you are now. So, kind of just speak your truth.
Well, let's see. If I remember right, my first spirit encounter was at age 3. And that's when my sister was really little and, like a baby. And something tried going after her, and I kicked that thing right back out of my home. And that was my first encounter. And then everything else just snowballed from there until age 21, hopping, popping, etc. Ancestors sat me down and said, "You're going to be a shaman." I'm going to be a what? Come again? Balls in y'all's court, y'all. Well, age 48, here we are. Can't say I regret it though. I love every second of everything I do. I've done thousands of readings. I've found missing persons. I have brought the dead back to their families. I have, there's just so much I've done. It's been really interesting, a lot of fun, and I absolutely love it. And age 13, I started getting communications from none other than Billy the Kid. Yeah. Turns out he's my cousin, and I look a lot like him and a lot like his wife, which, if you look at photos of me, you'll see it. And I'm currently working with a forensic anthropologist that studies photos, and he's helping me with my first book currently, and I'm really excited. I'm really thrilled. I'm just over the moon. This feels like a dream. I'm not in my body, but I'm not out of my body either, I guess you could say. And I've seen, I've heard, I've felt, I've sensed, I've known things all my life. And I continue to even now. I love what I do. I love my work. I love my clients. Yes, you guys are the best. Mwah, I love you. And I love spirit. I truly do. They've been great. My ancestors have been wonderful. I am the owner of Outlaw Life Psychic Enterprises in Beaverton, Oregon, currently. I'm hoping to move back to New Mexico because I love it there. My fiance's there. So, it's kind of one of those things where my roots are. I just have to be there. And I love what I do. I love it. I absolutely freaking love it. I love what I do. And that's pretty much my story.
So, you said that you channeled Billy the Kid?
I didn't channel him. He contacted me.
Oh, okay. When it comes down to Wicca and Druidry, what is the difference between the two?
Well, I'm not entirely certain, but I do know that they are very similar because they are both nature based, and I am very nature based. I love nature. I love being in nature. I love being around it. I love the forests and the mountains, and that's where I feel safe, where I feel protected.
Okay, okay. So, you would say that you're a very earthy individual.
Very earthy, very, yes.
So I want to learn a little bit more about the entertainment industry, how you got into that, and what you do in the entertainment industry.
Well, I was a background actress for two westerns, and they were both independent, low budget films, and I loved every second of it. The actors were amazing. The crew, the set designers, the film crew, the directors were freaking amazing. I absolutely loved them. And I got to work with the horses, and the wranglers were like, "But how did you, why did they?" I goes, "I'm mom. I work with animals. That's me." Because the wrangler, his horses were following me around like lost dogs. I goes, "I can't help it. They come to me. I don't go to them." I thought it was adorable, though. They're so cute.
So do a lot of animals seem to be attracted to you?
Very attracted to me, yes.
So you got one with nature and one with animals. Have
Yeah,
you ever heard of the term an empath?
I am, and I am one. Yes, I have heard
Okay.
of it. Yes, I am one.
Nice. Does that play anything? Does the empath powers have anything to do with, for example, when you are looking for people or if you're channeling, like if you are reaching out onto the other side, because I know it says, do you sometimes end up feeling what those people felt when they were still on this planet, still in this realm?
Yes, yes.
Oh, tell me a little bit of what that's like.
Sometimes I will experience their passing. Sometimes I will experience their the way they felt. But thing is, moreover, they will guide me to where they were last seen, and sometimes I can pick up the energy of their movements and tell whoever needs that information, look, this is what I'm getting, and it's deep down gut feeling. I can't ignore this and go after it. Find whoever this is. I don't know who it is, but it's like I can read the photo, read like where someone either died, was last seen, is around, that kind of thing. And I'll be like, okay, they're this far away and they're in this area. No, I've never been there before. I have no idea where this is. I have no clue what I'm looking at. Go after it. And 9 times out of 10, they come back to me and go, "Oh my God, how did you know that?" I goes, "I don't know. I just know. I just know."
So when it comes down to that, would you say that it's, for example, there are some people in the spiritual and spirit deal with spirituality, they like to say they get downloads. I don't really
Yes.
like that term very much. I'm just like,
Yes.
hey,
Well, it's kind
and
of like that. It's like a computer downloading like images and software and, that kind of thing.
okay. Has there ever been a time to where you are trying to use your discernment to understand, is this your higher self talking to you or is this somebody else? Like, do they kind of feel the same
Sometimes,
or
yeah, sometimes it's higher self, sometimes it's someone else. Yes.
okay. So now with your work bridges the worlds of shamanism, Wicca, and Druidry and the paranormal. My question to you is, how do you navigate the balance between ancient spiritual practices and modern psychic work in today's world?
I actually combine them. I don't differentiate between anything. To me, it's all the same thing.
Okay. Is there any type of prayers or practices that you do before you end up going into deal with your psychic stuff, or if you're dealing with the spiritual
Sometimes, not
practices?
all, sometimes, not always. But moreover, I know how to do what is known as shielding. In other words, I can shield myself
Mhm.
from whatever energies I'm going to encounter, unless they're positive energies. And I say, okay, you can come closer.
Yeah, that was one thing that I was curious about. Can you tell what is a positive energy and what is has a little more of a devious agenda?
I can tell because with bad energies, you could say, I feel like sick to my stomach. I'm like,
Ooh.
I don't feel good. I don't like this. I do not feel good. This is just making me feel all kinds of bleh.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, 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 no. This is not good.
Wait, that's crazy. I felt some stuff like that before. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure I'm not a psychic or anything, but I could tell, like, based off if I'm thinking about doing some type of action, the way that I would feel. And in the past, I would not listen to that feeling, and then I would end up having some major repercussions. It was like the
Right.
ancestors were slapping me in the face, you know, even though I was asking for a sign and I just wasn't listening.
Hmm.
And I now understand and recognize that feeling as I probably shouldn't be doing that.
Shouldn't have
So
done
that,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty dope.
I've been there, done it, felt it, seen it, heard it. Yeah.
Hmm. So, with you having over 45 years of experience in the psychic field, what has been the most profound or life-changing message you've ever received during a reading or paranormal investigation?
Oh my gosh. I couldn't even begin to tell you because paranormal investigations wise, I mean, I've had so many profound experiences, it's been unreal. But there was one time I was at what is known to be a very, very super haunted location,
Uh-huh.
St. James Hotel, Cimarron, New Mexico. That is one of my all time favorites. It's not only a gathering places for, the spirits of my ancestors who are all Old West legends. Yes, it's true. But also, I was back when I could walk. I'm paralyzed now from a stroke.
Oh, wait.
I stepped on this one spot and I felt my entire lower half just start vibrating. I mean, like I couldn't even feel my lower half.
Mhm.
I'm and one of the historian or ladies, I think she was a historian or somebody anyway, that worked at the hotel came up to me and says, "Are you okay?" I goes, "Who died on this spot right here? Who died?"
Oh, wow.
Like, I feel like somebody got shot or something happened because I'm getting a real sharp pain in my lower back. She goes, "I can't believe you just said that." And she said, "Someone got shot, their lower back, right there on that spot. They took him to a room and he died." I goes, "He died right here. He didn't just die like when he got to that room. He died like right on that spot." I mean, just her jaw dropped, her face went pale. I goes, "Don't worry about it. This is normal for me. This is like every day for me. So it's not like I don't do this every single day. This is my life." So, she goes, "Are you psychic?" I goes, "Psychic, empath, energy healer." Yeah, you could say that.
That is wild. So literally, like, while you were over there, you felt what that person felt at that moment. You literally felt
Bingo.
their last moment. Cheese and bread. Like, I thought it was just crazy when I feel other people's, like, knees hurting and things like
Mm-mm,
that, but
mm-mm,
so one thing that I've had to
not
do,
crazy.
I've one thing that I learned was well, one thing that I'm learning and I feel that I've gotten pretty good at is being able to differentiate when I'm feeling somebody else and when I'm feeling myself. How would
Mhm.
you describe the difference between the two when you know that it's you and when you're feeling someone else? How would you describe that in your own words?
Feeling me, I'm zoned in. I'm like in the zone. If you know what like a sports player feels,
Yeah.
like when they're getting ready to go out there and just work it, that's me. That's what I feel when I'm doing it. When it's somebody else, I'm feeling their last moments. I'm feeling like say someone's missing, I'll feel like, they feel dead inside. Like no one's ever going to come get them or find them and bring them home alive or whatever like that. I feel that. That's when I know it's somebody else. When it's me, I'm just zoned in and I'm like doing my work. I'm there, I'm in it.
Boy, that's pretty dope. So if you are, let's say you're not on a job, you're not doing any work or anything, and you're just out and about enjoying your life, has there been random times where someone comes to you, not physically,
Yeah.
besides how you
A
just
few
explained with
times.
that one
Yeah.
person?
Like in grocery stores,
Mhm.
mainly, you know what I see in grocery stores is people's
What?
deceased pets following them. Yeah.
Wow. So all dogs don't go to heaven. Some of them stay here.
Some of them, yeah. Not all of them, but some of
Mhm.
them. And I have to kind of shake my head, go, no, I'm seeing things, you know?
Oh man. So I know like there are with me, I'm a Marine veteran, and there are individuals who have
Thank you for your service, sir.
no
I appreciate
hoorah,
you
hoorah,
totally and truly. Big
respect.
love.
There are individuals who have like schizophrenia, and they have service animals to inform them when what they're to where what they are seeing, if it's real or not. The animal will
Right,
engage and interact with something that's real,
right.
and will kind of just be looking, will not interact with something that's not there. So, do you have anything to be able to tell, to be able to differentiate when you are seeing something that is not here in the other realm, or are you just like, oh hey, and just keep it moving, and then people look
I'm
at
just
you
like,
and be like,
oh,
what is
hey,
wrong
and
with
just
her? You
keep
just living your
moving,
life.
I'm like, hey, good to see you.
That's pretty dope. So you really have to have confidence in yourself with the abilities that you have. Has there ever Have you ever felt like you were losing your mind based off of the fact that you did not understand everything that all the gifts that you had at that moment?
Yes,
Can you
age
walk me through a time that was
21.
like that?
Yes, age 21, before my ancestors sat me down and said, you're going to be a shaman. I go, what? I mean, I thought I was going nuts. I thought, no, 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 this is not real. This cannot be real because, I didn't really believe in anything like that. I mean, I was raised not to believe in it, to block it out, to not acknowledge it, to, not really have anything to do with it. But, I think that was more or less everyone's fear or their own internal fear of what was going on.
I
But
can agree
me,
there.
I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm seeing, I'm hearing, I'm feeling, I'm sensing, I'm knowing. What the heck is this all about?
I can definitely relate to you right there with the just block it out. I grew up in a Baptist household. So I mean, like growing up, I would see like shadows from the corner of my eye, or I would see like things move sometimes. And my mom, I would like, and at one point I used to inform her, be like, "Hey, ma, there's a shadow over there by the door or whatever." And she's like, "Oh, those are demons. Pray about it. Like rebuke that and all that." And I'm like, the world eventually got to a point where
You
I
couldn't
stopped
ignore
seeing
it.
it.
Yeah.
I stopped seeing it and everything, and then I think it was after my second tour in Afghanistan. Actually, I think it was during my second tour in Afghanistan where it was like these things were kind of like coming back, and I was just like, "The fudge?" Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I've heard of that. During people's military service, I've heard of that happening where you totally open because you have to block so much else out.
Mhm.
It opens that door to focus, you know?
Mm, okay.
And it opens that door to see that stuff.
So with it, you live in America?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you know how much poison they're feeding us and everything, and a lot of people say that
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like calcifying our pineal gland and things like that. I believe that all of us have innate gifts, and I'm sure we all do not have the same gifts that just make us
Hmm.
all the same but look
Right.
different. Is there anything that you would be willing to share to help anybody possibly unlock or get more in tune with whatever gifts they may have?
Yes, I actually absolutely do. Usually, what I will do is I will like totally clear my mind. I mean, I will just sit with myself, clear my mind entirely. I do what is known as blank screen. In other words, I will put like a totally white, almost like I'm looking at a sheet of paper, but it's like a screen that's just blank. And I'll just totally blank my mind out. I mean, just nothing else exists. It's just not there. And I ask for my angels, my guides, my ancestors, all that to come around me. And it's like, okay, now show me what you want to show me because I need this moment to focus in on this, whatever I'm doing. And I need their help on it. So here's what I need. And they usually help me with that. So, yeah.
That is that's when I say crazy, I don't mean in a bad way. I'm saying this is crazy because of the fact that my wife does the same thing. Like when she goes to meditate, she says that she just pictures a blank white piece of paper and she focuses on that to clear her mind completely. So when you said you focus on like a white screen, I was just like, hold up, what? I was like, yo, small world. That is wild. Oh man. I wonder, that probably explains. Yeah, because I know last night I had a beer and I was laying next to my wife and she was like, why do I feel intoxicated? I was like, that's me, babe. I'm sorry. So, it's funny. I'm an empath. She's an empath. And when we go places, we confirm with each other on what we're feeling. Like, babe, you feel that? Yeah. There was one time we walked into a cannabis dispensary when we were in Washington State. And this guy walked past us and we looked at each other. This is when I learned she was an empath and she learned I was an empath. The guy walked like right past us, and I like stopped, and she stopped. And she looked at me, I looked at her, and she was like, "Did you just feel something?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Very cold." She was like down to the bones. I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "Okay, cool." She was like, "Wait,
Mhm.
felt that?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Wait, you?" I was like, "Okay, so it must have been like I was like, must have been like a draft or something when the dude came in, but he was already in and the door has not opened in that dispensary." I was like, the AC was not like blowing like that. So I was just like, "Yo," we were talking about it a little more, explaining to one another exactly what we felt. And I was like, what if that guy is deaf? Like, and I mean, just the way that he moved. And then it was funny because when I had said that when we were going to purchase our items,
Yeah, I know
he
what you
like
mean. I've
he
been in dispensaries before with other people. I don't use it myself, but yeah,
yeah.
no, I know what we're talking about.
When I first got out the Marines, I became very dependent on them due to some and everything, and I have winged myself off of
Right.
them because I mean, I still utilize cannabis, just not in the way that a lot of people do. I don't smoke it. If anything,
Right.
I'll
It's
have it
for
as like tea or
medicinal.
something.
No, I totally understand. It's for medicinal. I know some people use it like that. I
Mhm.
myself, I like CBD because it helps with joint pain
Yes.
myself, but that's just me. Okay.
CBD. I found an amazing drink on that. I'll tell you about that later. But so with
Okay.
it, I
Yeah,
know that.
same here. I've seen a couple things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, if you mess with CBD, it's natural. You're gonna find the ones be like, okay, cool. How does this one work with me? How does this one work with
Right.
me? Because there's different strains and things. But yes, in your
Right.
journey as the outlaw psychic, how has your deep connection to ancestral wisdom shaped your views on life, death, and the unseen forces that influence our paths? Ooh, you like how I dropped the deep voice in there?
Oh my God. My ancestors have influenced me so much, and they have literally helped me through so many things. And I've been through death's door 4 times. I flatlined twice early last year during my journey through diabetes 2, diabetic coma. I was on ECMO for 2 months. I had 2 heart attacks, 2 flatlines, a stroke, a seizure, hep C. I now have kidney disease, pancreatitis. I have diabetes 2. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. I'm in a wheelchair now. I'm no longer what I once was, but my ancestors have been there rock steady. And I mean rock steady through everything. They have been there for me through my down times, through the tears, through the anger, through the pain and the fear and everything. And I've been to the other side now twice in those 4 times. Once when I was very, very, very sick with a severe, I guess, flu bug. They met me there and they met me on my first time through death's door. I walked away from my body and I mean, they've been there for me through everything. And they've been such a source of strength, inspiration, wisdom, all that. And they keep reminding me how strong that, I come from such strong lines. And, being able to see the other side has been immensely just, I mean, it brings so much knowledge and it's really amazing. I absolutely love it. You know, I mean, I don't know how else to put it, but I love it.
Whoo, tears in the eyes. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. I mean, dang. I feel like a lot of people who have strong gifts, it comes with a price, and oftentimes
Hmm.
it deals with their health. Like, for example, I look at my mother-in-law. This woman has a wealth of knowledge, and she can be one of the she can be one of those people you don't want to see, but she has made herself one of those people that everybody should run across. And with
Hmm.
that, she has so many issues in her life, and it's oftentimes what I've noticed is the individuals who can help others in a great way that deal with the most pain.
Yes.
What I want to ask you right now, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to, with everything you have gone through physically, is there anything that you could wish that you can go back and say, has there ever been a time where you wished you can go back and say, I don't want to do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. What
No,
are
it's too painful to go back to. I'm sorry.
Okay. I can understand that. Let's go on to the healing. You ready?
Yeah.
Moving on to the moving
Yeah.
on to the lights.
Right.
What did little Nicky say? Release the good.
Yeah.
So with that, when it comes down to being a spiritual healer, how does that happen? I know you said you are an empath, so I imagine you can
Yes.
often feel what a person's going through. Does that help you navigate on exactly what's wrong with them and how to
Uh-huh.
heal them?
Yes, I've actually healed cancer before several
What?
times using just my energy. I have healed several other major illnesses in people several times. I list everything in my and I have helped in when I was in the hospital. I actually used my energy to help with locating a missing elderly person, a child, put out fires, just using my energy. And basically, I would focus my energy very intently on where this was all going on. I just tell my angels and guides, okay, guys, time to go to work. Time to go to work, time to surround it. Let's get this done. And I tell it, fire, out you go. Nope, nope, nope. Extinguish. Within 5 minutes later, over the loudspeaker, I would hear all clear. I'd go, wow, that was fast.
Man, some people would say manifestation, some people would say prayer. I know in the Bible they say in the beginning was the word. That right there is frequency. People do not
Yeah,
understand how strong
yeah,
our words are.
yeah.
That is dope. That is dope.
And, missing like a missing child, I told the attendants, the nurses, I said, if you find that child on this floor, you bring him to me. Anyone touches a hair on that child's head, they are as good as dead. Because this mama bear gonna come out of the closet, teeth and claws.
Oh my goodness.
I will
So
protect with my life. Even without a weapon, I'll protect with my life.
yes, yes. And that is something I've noticed has gone away a lot in this country. I can only really speak for this country.
Oh,
People,
yes.
a lot of people will not stand up for what is right just because of the fact that they want to feel so included. They want that external validation from other individuals. So if other, how they say in the end times, what's good will be seen as bad and what's bad will be seen as good.
Right.
Having no morals, values, and beliefs is what's good these days, unfortunately.
Right.
So individuals who actually do care and wants to see the world back in a loving state are oftentimes being looked at as if they are the weird ones, the bad ones, and oh,
Right.
you're an outcast because you care. I
Right.
never thought I would see the day where actually caring was a bad thing.
Right. Same here. I, never thought I would ever see the day, when that would be would be true, you know.
That's wild.
And like yesterday, because I was trying to bring knowledge to others, I got called the worst, most vile, most hateful, most abusive epithets. I will not say what those are here, but one of them was I got called a
Thank you.
red flag. I goes, "What? How do you figure? How can that even be? What do
You
you
got
mean red
called.
flag?"
I was just about to ask. I was like, what is a red flag? Like I'm thinking like when it comes down to boundaries and things like that, but what is a red flag?
I guess it's because I speak truth, I speak my truth, because I dare to say, well, I'm this by lineage, and it just is, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm proud of it. It is me. It is everything that I am.
See, that's one thing that we need to get back to, people being unapologetically themselves. I actually had did an
Right.
episode not that long ago about being your true self. I think it's going to be dropping on the audio, or it's going to be dropping on the podcast. I want to say next week or either Friday, and then on YouTube at that same time. But I mean, there's so many people walking around portraying something else rather than being themselves, and they wonder why they're so unhappy. They have a battle
Right.
internally of who they truly are, battling with the image that they're trying to portray.
Right.
So, are you familiar with the term shadow work?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I can only imagine what shadow work for you looks like, especially with all the gifts you have.
I've dealt with, yeah, I've battled and dealt with my demons, and I think I'm starting to conquer them. I
That's
think.
good. Hey,
I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'm starting to conquer
Winnie the Pooh
those.
said, "I often get to where I'm going by leaving where I'm at." So as long as you're working on it, you are doing a lot more than a lot of other people out here in the world
Hmm.
currently. So I mean, that right there is something to go ahead and pat yourself on the back with. Now, I do want
Hmm.
to ask this question. You got a hat on?
Yes, I do.
I gotta ask, is it a witch's hat?
No, it's a
Okay.
cowboy hat.
Okay, all
But
right. I was about to
hey,
say, I was like,
Western
yo,
witches forever.
okay, all
This
right.
is what is known as a Gus style hat, and it is my style.
Okay. That's what's up. I do like the flat brim fedoras and everybody calls them cowboy hats. I'm like, they're not a cowboy hat though.
No, a fedora is not a cowboy hat. Let me explain.
Hmm.
Okay, I know several hat makers who make both cowboy hats and fedoras. Fedora is more of a flat brim, okay? Fedora is more of a flat brim. This is what is known as a Gus. In other words, let me take this off and show y'all. This has a low crease in the front and a what is known as an outlaw pull down around the eyes of the hat. Here, hold on. Let me kind of put this back on here for a minute. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Anyway, nice. Anyway, this is what's known as an outlaw pull down. In other words, it kind of covers the eyes a little bit. So it has a good roll around the front, around the sides. It has a good roll up, or what they call a roll up. And anyway, that's the hat band, obviously. Y'all know what a hat band is. And you probably saw the little string on there. That's what's known as a stampede string. That is what is known as a stampede string.
Okay. I didn't know hats had all these different little accessories and names for them too.
Hmm.
Hmm. So with that,
Yeah.
since we're talking about the cowboy hat, why did you not why? I know that you said you have ancestry into the Wild Wild West, correct?
Oh, yes.
Now, before you even found out about that, was that still something you were drawn to originally?
Not really. I didn't really know anything about it
Hmm.
until I was about 13, I want to say, was one of my first experiences with it. So it wasn't really anything I was knowledgeable about. I kind of had an inkling, but not really anything I was seriously drawn to, you, shall we say. There were so many other things I wanted to do with my life, but every time I try, my mom or my family would like talk me out of it or say, no, you don't want to do that. That's not good for you. That's not right for you, blah, blah, blah. And I'd soon lose interest because I figured, well, if no one's going to believe in me, why should I believe in myself? Why should I even believe I can do any of this? You know?
Yeah, I
So
understand
I
that.
just kind of gave up and went on my way, and pretty soon my ancestors from the old west contacted me and said, "Come with us. We got something we want to show you." I go, "Okay." I kind of didn't have anything else going on with my life. So, you know, and they showed me the way.
Hey, always leave it to your family to always lead you on to the best path that they feel is for you. So, I mean, that's one thing that's amazing.
And
For
even
anybody
now, my
who,
own, like my parents and all that, my sister, they think I'm nuts, I'm crazy, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever they want to believe that I am. I'm like, you know what? Anymore, I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care what you believe of me. I'm me. Get used to it.
I am that I am, right? And that's one thing that gets me. So many people are so judgmental, and it's like, how can you judge somebody when you don't even know who the hell you truly are?
Right. And
So,
my mom told me, well, I gave up on myself years ago. I said, you know what? There was your first mistake.
mhm,
And now
give up
you
on
want me to
yourself.
give up on me because you gave up on you? No, 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 not happening.
That, yeah, that's. I mean, hopefully, do you believe in reincarnation?
I do. In fact, I have my own story.
Ooh, tell me more. Tell me more.
Okay, well, you've heard of Billy the Kid. Well, he is not only my cousin, I was his first wife, Abrana Garcia. I have handwriting samples. I have photographic evidence. I have to prove it, all of it. And I've been to the places where they lived, they ran, they raised their family. They had 4 children, and I have all of their records.
Hold
And
on,
I
hold on. So
remember each, and I
how
remember
did you
each
find
child's
that out?
birth. Well, gracias, Billy, he led me to everything. I am a master genealogist. I go to any library anywhere in the United States. I can find anything I want on that family.
Oh, okay. That. Oh, hold on. My mind is. I gotta take a deep breath and let it out. Ooh, sigh, yeah, you know.
Deep breath. You're okay.
So he came to you one day and was like, "Yo, I still love you," like pretty
Right.
much.
Yes. Yes.
Man,
And
how
he
did you?
said, okay, in my first near death experience, when I crossed out of my body the first time, let me tell you this
Uh-huh.
much. He was the one to meet me out of all the other ancestors. He was the one to step forward. And when I had to go back, he said, your time is not yet. You have to go back. I said, but I don't want to go back. People don't like me. They don't want me there. They don't
Hmm.
want to acknowledge me. They don't even want me around. My own family hates me. What do I want to go back to that for? You
That's the
know?
definition of black sheep right there.
Yeah. And he says, remember, I will always love you. If you need anything, you just ask and I'll be right there. We'll all be here. If you have any questions, if you need our help.
We got Melissa Renee McCarty. She is a druid. She is a shaman. She practices Wicca, and she also is a for the paranormal investigations. So, I mean, if y'all have ever seen that show, something like that, and the things that she has described to us so far, is she'll just be walking around and she'll see like people's pets and things like that. Just so people's pets, animals that have passed on, they'll still be there by their side, and the owner wouldn't even know. Or she will be having random people in the afterlife around her. And I mean, that kind of reminds me of the show Medium, where the lady will like see other people who are not there and they're trying to tell her something and she's kind of trying to figure it out. But this lady also is a big empath. So she feels things also. And with her feeling these things, it leads her to the remains or even to where people actually are if they are still alive. I mean, this is pretty interesting. This is exciting, to be honest with you. This is really exciting. I love the fact that she was able to come on today and do this episode with me. I have so many more questions, and I'm going to have to pull her back on later on for the empaths and empathy are not the same thing episode. I plan to do that in the future. So if anybody sees this and you want to reach out to me, if you are an empath as well, by all means, please, please, please do just that. But I have been on currently. Oh, she's shooting me a message. I'm still in. Doo-doo-doo. But yeah, so I'm gonna give her about a couple more minutes and see if she's back in. If not, then I will end it. But this has been amazing. This has been so amazing. I know with me, I have never had any situations to where I've been able to help anybody by doing psychic work or anything like that. I'm unaware of having gifts like that. However, I do know that there has been a couple times where I've actually been able to make a face, like be able to describe a face out of a figure that is there. There was a situation where I was at an old place that I used to stay at, and I was in the living room and I looked over and there was like a probably around like I would say about 6'2", a light skinned individual, bald, who was about 6'2", had on a white t-shirt and kind of like it looked like overalls, but the top wasn't pulled over. It was kind of just hanging. And I ended up calling. I was like, yo, what the world? The dude was just standing there. The guy was just standing there. And I was like, all right, cool. I ended up messaging my wife. I was like, yo, do you know an individual, and described him? And she was like, I was like, I imagine this person's passed on. And she was like, oh, sounds like it could be such and such. And I was like, oh, okay, well, they're in my living room right now. I was like, she was like, I'm there in my living room right now. I was like, yo, she was like, oh, that's weird. But other than that, like I said earlier in the episode, there were times where when I was growing up, I used to see shadows from the corner of my eye, or sometimes when I was younger, they would literally, I could see them clear as day. Like it would be a shadow, but it would only last for maybe about half a second once I looked at it. I would seriously just watch it like disappear, dissipate from where it is. I haven't, the, I would have to say the most recent time that I can think of, I was actually by this other lady. I cannot say her name because she's a politician, and I would have to ask her for permission to even say her name. We were sitting in the car. This was like, I think our first or second time linking up. We were just sitting in the car in front of her apartment, and we were talking. We stayed in the car talking for about 3 hours. And I remember seeing a shadow like move over by the steps, and I looked, and she had looked too. And she was like, "Did you see that?" I was like, "Did I see what?" She was like a shadow or something. I was just like, yeah, I did. I was like, you see those two? And that led into a whole nother conversation. We started getting deep and talking about things. And it was nice because we've never had anybody that we could talk openly about these types of things with before. And that was like one of the ways that we built rapport and got a lot closer to one another. And so that was pretty dope. That was really dope and insane. It's a good feeling to be able to find other individuals, to have a type of community with like-minded individuals who think like you or share things that you go through or things that you are going through. And with that, that's one of the reasons why I have started a community on Telegram called Warriors of Love. With that, I have opened up a platform to allow other individuals to come together and share love and peace to the world, and also speak of solutions on how we can continue doing that. It's not a cult. This isn't no nature boy or anything like that. Nothing in all like that. It's just I'm trying to create a community. Not trying. I am creating a community of like-minded individuals who want to share love and peace. And I see that she hit back in. So once I see her back on screen, I'm like, there she is. I'm gonna pull her back up. Hello. What I always do is let the conversation flow, allow us to just speak. And if
Right.
you have any questions for me, go ahead, ask me some questions. It's been a long time since I've been
Actually, I
interviewed.
don't really. I mean, you know, big love to you for your service in the military. Thank you so, so much. You have
Hoorah.
no idea the appreciation level. None.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So with it, I really, really, really appreciate you coming on. I am not going to lie. I didn't know exactly what to expect. And it took me a long time to really form those questions as well, because I don't know a whole lot about druids. I read a little bit about them in the past and how they dealt with nature, and you have like different color of druids. I think the highest ranking was like green
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. So you got like
Mm-hmm.
the white, blue, green, and I think there was a brown too, or was it red?
Gold, silver, from what I'd heard anyway. I don't know
Mhm.
for sure, but I think there was like gold and silver and something else. I don't remember, but
No
anyway.
way. So how did you get into druid? Was there like any type of initiation or something? How did you learn these things? Are you able to, with everything that you know, are you able to teach that? I asked
Yes.
that question because, for example, my wife, she has a wealth of knowledge, just like her mom. Only issue there is she cannot teach to save her life.
I can teach it. In fact, I have a section in my upcoming first book, a revised edition, that teaches new how to deal with their abilities.
Ooh, see, that's something that I wish that when it comes down to a lot of these gifts, a lot of individuals do not have mentors. And that's something that I'm trying to choose my words. One thing that aggravates me is the words go through my mind so fast, and it's hard for me to speak that fast.
It's
So it seems like I
okay.
get on my words, and that's the reason why I'm such a better writer than I am sometimes with speaking. Yeah, it's like I get excited and now I'm trying to talk as fast as everything's going through my mind, and it just messes me up. So I'm literally sitting here like replaying what I'm saying, what I'm thinking twice in my head just to make
Right,
sure I can
right.
put it together. So I really have to like calm myself down. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting
That's
here
okay.
fast. Yes. Now, with it, what I was trying to get at was a lot of individuals who have gifts are not do not understand the gifts that they have. Do not
Mhm.
even recognize that they have gifts. They may see them as burdens. The things that happen to them, nobody's there to explain to them what is going on. So therefore they end up shutting them down, kind of like what happened with me and how what was happening with you. What would you say to anybody who has any type of gifts, or even if they don't realize that they are gifts, anybody who's going through anything that seems supernatural and do not know how to explain it to anybody else, what would you say to them?
Calm down, relax, focus, 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 focus. Get real calm, real still, focus. Focus on what you've got, focus on what you do, and open your ears. Listen. Listen, it will come.
Focus and open your ears. Listen, it will come. All right. I need to write that down and heed those words. So there's something that I love to do when it comes down to my podcast. I like to end with gratitude and what you learned. Now, with it, there's always things to be thankful for, and I live my life by 3 daily rules. Every day, I strive to bring a smile to somebody's face. Every day, I strive to influence someone on a positive level, and every day, I strive to learn something new. For if not, you're being complacent. So, with that, I just want to ask you gratitude and what you learned, and then also end it with some closing remarks. Anything that you would want to say to anybody watching. And for everybody watching, if y'all have
Well,
any questions, you can type them in the comments.
gratitude, gosh, there's so much. My ancestors, for one, my angels, my guides, my other side team, Thank you, you guys. You guys have been my rock. I mean, just steady as they go. You've been there for me. You have taught me everything I know. And also to Miss Sylvia Brown, girl, you rock it. Thank you in spirit world. I know that, you passed on a while back, but your books taught me so much because now I'm confident in my abilities. I'm able to teach it to other people, pass on what you taught me, and, you know, just thank you, you guys. You guys mean the world to me. You mean everything. And also be sure to catch my upcoming reprint of my first book, revised, repackaged, renamed, everything like that. Modern Day Life, or Life of a Modern-Day Outlaw Psychic. I think that's the name. Sorry, I get a little tongue tied with that. It's a big name. But anyway, you'll see it in stores. It's really a good book. I've worked my behind off on it. Go check it out. Hello?
I am here. I am here. So with that, I just want to put
Okay.
that up. I wanted to put that up so that way people know something that to look for. But with it, I
Mm,
appreciate you so much.
thank you
I
for
appreciate
having
you
me.
so
I
much for coming
appreciate
on.
I
That was
appreciate it.
a blessing, and I thank you for dropping all that knowledge and coming out and informing us, giving us a better idea of what
You're very
a
welcome.
druid is, of what's is like, and also at the same time expressing to us what it feels like, because I know that's something that a lot of people wonder about. Like, what is it like to be a, like? Do
It's
you?
let's just say it's interesting. I feel a lot of things. I
Mhm.
mean, a lot of things. I've even seen a ghost pass right through my room where I live here.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. And I saw her full form. I go, whoa. And it was so fast. I'm like, what? Oh, wow. you know?
that is wicked. So as we were just doing this episode, you saw somebody just walk through.
No, no. That was like several weeks ago. But,
Oh,
just
okay.
as a mention of what I feel is like and see is like there was one time a ghost actually passed right through my bed. Whoa, happened
Boy,
so fast I didn't even have a chance to process it.
cheese and bread. Yeah. Nah, I couldn't do that. Wake up and somebody just sitting there looking at you like, oh, hey, welcome back. I'm like,
Well,
yo.
it was like I'd woken up or been awake like kind of early in the morning,
Hmm.
and I heard something over by my curtain over here. I look over, I goes from my bed over here. I look over, I go, whoa, what the heck? And this lady, this female spirit, and I mean head to toe, long dark hair, long dark bangs, dark eyes, kind of darkish skin, kind of tall, thin, with a white robe on and white
Yeah.
shoes, just walked right past me all the way through my room. But it was so fast. I'm like, whoa, what the heck? You know?
Oh,
But I saw her like I see you. I saw her like I see you.
that's
But she was
wild.
kind of transparent, but
Okay.
I still saw her like I see you.
That is dope. I got one more question for you. This is my own personal question. Have you ever talked to a slave?
Is what?
Have you ever talked to a slave?
No, I've never done that. I mean, not to say there won't be a first time for it,
Hmm.
but no, I've never done that. But it would be like sitting down, talking to another person. Just
I
say, hey,
imagine
what's
so.
your story? What's your relevance?
And that's what I wanted to get at. Like, have you ever talked to a spirit to gauge what it was like during their time?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you talk to anyone from like the old West, they'll sit down and spin you a story. Absolutely. I mean,
See,
I've even been in where I will have historical figures come right up to me and they will tell me their entire story. I'll sit there and go, wow, that would make a great book. They're like, do you mind writing about it? I go, nah, I don't mind writing about it.
Oh man, talk about
That would be
infinite.
cool. In fact, I'd be honored to write that. You kidding me?
Oh man. That is content for the rest of your life, just writing about the things. The So you know how like my wife, she used to enjoy going to, I don't want to say old people homes. What are they called? You
Rest
know what I'm talking
homes?
about? Yes, to good
Mm,
nursing homes. There we go. She enjoyed going to nursing homes and just be there and listen to the elderly speak.
hmm.
And I feel like that would be the gift that you have. That'd be an awesome time to just allow them to tell you what it was like during their life.
Right.
And just to
I'm
also find
actually
out.
in a yeah, I'm actually in a rest home right now, but I
Mhm.
don't really get a chance to talk to anyone. So
Oh, okay.
I would like to, don't get me wrong. It's just they're
Yeah.
not, I guess, what you would say coherent enough
Mhm.
to really tell me anything.
Gotcha. But I think if I had your, I'm gonna call it a superpower. If I had your superpower, one of the things I would do is I would want to learn the true history from the people who were there, because I know
Hmm.
a lot of the things that we read in textbooks these days are not accurate. History is based off
Hmm.
of his story. The winner is the one who tells the story. And
Correct.
I I believe that having the superpower that you have, you can get the
Hmm.
facts. You can get the facts.
Hmm. Yes, I do.
Is there anything that you can
Um,
share that goes against what we're being told currently about this country's history that you're aware of?
Not that I'm personally aware of, no,
Mhm.
but I can tell you right now from what I've heard of some of the stories of my ancestors that
Yes,
this was not all sunshine, rainbows, and roses. Let's put it that way.
I believe it.
I am
We was
part Native
fighting.
American, and yes, I am part Native American. And what my ancestors experienced, now they're causing havoc for the living. And I got to go over to Virginia and say, hey, y'all can knock it off. Knock it off, knock it off, knock it off. You're bothering the living.
Mm,
And I think what it is they want their story told because nobody is hearing them,
yeah.
what they went through,
Yes.
because their land was stolen, their land was taken, their people were slaughtered, disease, famine, alcohol, the whole thing.
Mm,
I think they want their story told, and I don't mind going and listening.
see, and that's what we need, because back in the day, our ancestors would pass stories down to keep the history alive. And I mean, if you
Right.
look at it now, a lot of households, a lot of generations are not in tune with their grandparents. And the grandparents oftentimes will
Hmm.
be the ones informing. Like, for example, with me, my grandma tells me stories of things about what life was like in her time. And it's just crazy to think that she's only like what, 50 years older than me. Yeah,
Hmm.
40 years older than me, give or take. But the things that she talks about, it was not that long ago. However, the way that they try and portray it now, purposely taking photos and making it black and white, knowing that they had cameras in color back at that time. So why are they trying to make it seem like it's so far away?
Hmm.
They're literally erasing our history and making it to where people feel that they need to be independent at young ages, to where now they are disconnecting everybody from those who can really tell them where they're from and the family gifts and things like that. We are disconnecting from our history by removing ourselves
Hmm.
purposely from those who carry it.
My grandparents, God love them, are now, passed on. They took their secrets to the grave. I did listen to what they said, and when I went to Italy one time as a youth, my grandfather told of how he watched his best friend get hung by the Nazis.
Cheese and
And
bread.
I got to see right where it happened
Boy.
and where he fought with the American freedom fighters against the Nazi regime and the
Mhm.
fascisti and or the fascists. And I mean, I would love to go back there. I mean, it was really eerie because I like when they were talking and I was being told this in English, translated from Italian.
Mhm.
I actually saw things playing out in real time. I didn't realize
What?
I was seeing spirits, but I saw it play out in real time. I had to turn away at
Hmm.
some points, going, no, I can't see this. I can't watch this. It's too much.
Dang. What is that saying? Energy never dies.
It never
It
dies, it only
transfers.
transforms.
Yeah. So that right there makes
And
me think like,
I watched as a man was hung. And I
mhm,
mean, neck stretched, hung.
cheese and bread.
Yeah.
So with your gift, would you say that, first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you have PTSD?
Yes, I do, actually, because I've been stalked, I've been harassed, I've been threatened, I've been abused. Yeah, I do
Oh,
have it.
okay. So,
CPTSD, in fact.
oh,
Yeah.
wait. So it's not,
Yeah.
would you say that some of that is from the things that you've seen due to your superpower?
Some of it, yeah, I want to say a little bit of it, not that much of it.
Mhm.
More of it from, the stalking, the threats, the harassment, the abuse, the lies,
Yes.
the everything else I've been through. I've been homeless like 17 times,
Mhm.
briefly on and off. I have been homeless before, you know. Yeah.
You know, one thing
I've been
that,
through divorce, I've been through heartbreak and yeah, I've been through pretty much anything that can be thrown at a person.
the best part about all of this though?
I survived.
Yes,
I'm
that
still
right
here.
there. That right there. That right there.
I'm here. I'm still here. And you know what?
You
I'm still fighting to get my truth heard. And there's some people, now you can lead a horse to water, can't make them drink.
facts.
But I
That's one of
tell
my
them,
favorite things.
you know, look this stuff up for yourselves. Everything I found is public records. You can find it too. It's not that hard. It is not that hard.
Boom. We are the extension of our ancestor. That's why knowing the history of our ancestry. Woo-wee. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We are the extension of our ancestors. Yes. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to the ancestors, I believe a lot of people do not know what that means. Can you tell us a little more about what ancestors are and also the purpose of them?
The ancestors are those that have gone before, and their purpose is to teach us not to make the mistakes that they did.
I mean, that's cutthroat and straight to the point. History repeats itself. However, if you're not aware of the history, you're not going to see the patterns that are leading to history repeating itself. So the importance of listening, how you said earlier, slow down, open your ears and listen. We all have things that are being spoken, being told to us, but we live in a time now where a lot of people do not listen. Everybody is so focused on moving fast, 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 fast money, fast cars, fast lives. Not many people are stopping to smell the roses, smell the flowers, listen to the bugs fly by and the birds chirp. Look down at your feet and see how the ants are moving with teamwork. That's what we as a collective need to be doing. We as a community need to
Mhm.
be moving with teamwork. We need to understand that we do not know everything. The only way that we can grow is by working together and passing on the things that you know to the other individuals due to the fact that nobody has all the answers. And just like a puzzle, we each are a piece in this game called life. We come together to make the full picture. And with everything that's going on in the world right now, we need to come together stronger than ever. We need to come together to actually make this change. One person is all it takes to first stand up, and then there will be others to follow. My favorite saying, I say it all the time, Michael Jackson, if you want to make the world a better place, you must first look in the mirror and be that change. So, what are you doing to change? How are you helping this world change? What impact are you going to have on our future? Or are you going to lead us back into our past? Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
on and speaking your
Thank
truth.
you.
Boom. Speak your truth. Your voice can empower and save lives. With that, this was another episode of Divine Time. Much love and appreciation. I love all of y'all.
Thank you.
This is a new thing I'm starting. I'm going peace, love, and unity. Respect. Hey, beautiful souls. If you love deep conversations about life, love, and spiritual growth, help us reach more like-minded people. Like, comment, and share to push these powerful episodes through the algorithm. Let's build a community that thrives on wisdom and connection. Find us everywhere. YouTube at Danley_Divine. Facebook and Kick at Divine Time Podcast. And also follow the blog, divinetime.blog. If you're looking for your soul tribe, join our Telegram group, Warriors of Love. Together we rise. Divine Time is now.